Shalom. First and foremost, we give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, elders, and GMS. Shalom to you brothers that's preaching and teaching this truth across the four winds of the earth. And I just want to go real quick, right? Just got off, plantation, and I was, just watching a couple of little YouTube shorts, right? and that, what is this, man? Just random ass people you don't even follow just pop up in your notifications. What the hell, man? I was watching shorts, and Lil Uzi has, a song that came out like a month ago, but every Jake and all the people that dance, is dancing to it, right? And then I think he was on, what's his name, Jimmy Kimmel, I think that was his show, and he was with the Jabberwockies or whatever, and he performed the little music video or whatever, the little dance that he does on the show, right? And I'm thinking, looking at it, and like the song itself is just, music nowadays. I'll say this before I get into the point. The music nowadays is only thing it's really meant for is just to be catchy. That's all it is. They use all these, these beats and all these things. You can't even mumble rapping and shit. Like the song is catchy. Don't get me wrong. I listen to it sometimes, right? But what I was just thinking, popped in my head. I was like, these people right now have, their fame on this side. But I laughed to myself and I said it out loud. I'm driving. I was like, in the kingdom, what's he gonna be in the kingdom? Michael Jackson, Jamie Foxx, all these people that we, the so-called famous people and celebrities of this world, but they're going to be normal Israelites, right? And I was laughing to myself like, these people, they're gonna be in the kingdom too, right? And they're gonna be in a right state of mind, in a perfect body, right? We ain't gonna be no damn Lil Uzi and Janet Jackson, and you ain't gonna be, like that in the kingdom, and like how they are now, tattoos all over your face and making that demonic music and shit. But the roles are going to reverse, not only for us being in rulership, but also how we're at the bottom now. If we're of that that elect, when we get into the kingdom, we're going to be at the top, right, underneath Yahushua in our rightful order. And the elect, right, is going to be, on the highest statue possible, right? Because they're going to be on the governing body of Yahushua. And how people, awe and faint and take pictures and scream and do all this when they see, celebrities now, they're going to do the same thing when they see us, especially the women, right? It's not about that, but, that comes with the territory. Right? When you have that power, that status, when you see the glow, the aura, of us that we're gonna have in the kingdom, heathen women, man, gonna flock. They go, oh my goodness, he's a friend of Yahushua, right? But that's gonna be the crown that's gonna be incorruptible, right? These people have that corruptible crown, which they have that fame and glory of this world, but everything in this world is gonna pass away, including these people. Right? So that's what we're fighting and striving for. We don't, the flesh gets you sometimes when you see people with nice cars and big houses or whatever the case. You be like, you need the flesh, but that's just the flesh. The spirit knows that, look, man, it's not the time for that, right? Right now we have to go through the humiliation process, just like how Yahushua did. Right now it's not the time for us to be in our glory and wealth and all this stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. You do what you got to do, and there's nothing wrong with having a little extra, in the society. But we know that at the end of the day, all this stuff is going to pass away. And when you have so much tied into you, sometimes it could throw you off. because it's going to be a point in time to where you can only have those things, right? Only getting down with this man's system, right? And you're going to have to take that chip, right, in order to keep all those things. But then even if you do that, it's going to pass away anyway, because Babylon the Great, America, is going to be destroyed. So it doesn't matter if you take it or not. You're just going to die. You're going to die anyway, man. Right? And, we have to keep, obviously our head on straight. It's like, right? Head on straight and understand what we're fighting for, man. We're fighting for the incorruptible crown. Because if you're of that, that number, if you're of that elect, that crown that you're going to receive is never going to, is going to be incorruptible. Right? Because we know Yahushai's kingdom, is never going to be destroyed. So therefore, the governing body, and we know that we're going to live forever, we're going to be immortal. So that crown that you're going to receive, right, is never going to diminish. It's never going to lose its power, its authority. Right? You're going to be locked in, man, forever. And even just the process, the thought of eternity, you can't even fathom that. Like, when you just think about it, like 3,000 years are going to go by and we're still like, even just saying that, you can't fathom that. Like, what? 3,000 years going to go by and we're still here walking around, living, breathing, jumping, floating, running, and we're going to have spiritual power. We're going to be doing all types of things in the kingdom, man. Like, even just the thought of that. 10,000 years going to go by and we're still there. We're still here. We're going to be here forever, man. And the earth is going to be a paradise. Right? And when you think about that, like, damn, we going forever? If you have that governing body, forever, man. Forever. and these people, these celebrities, they have their fame and all those things now, but in the kingdom to come, they just gonna be normal Israelites. Even though all the Israelites are still gonna be on a great level, but there's gonna be order, there's gonna be rank. Right? But I just want to just get this, and I'm gonna close out. It's 1 Corinthians, bear with me. I'm on a straight road, a long straight road, so I'm all right. Right? This is 1 Corinthians 9 and 24. It says, "Know ye not that they which run in a race run all?" It says, "But one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain." Right? It says, "And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown." And that's what these celebrities, a lot of the Israelites are like this too. We've seen it. You get that fame, you start debating, you doing all this, making that money, start charging people for breakdowns and doing all, because you want that corruptible crown. Right? You want to feel good in the flesh. And that's something that we all struggle with, man. Not with wanting fame and stuff, but the spirit against the flesh, man. Right? It says, it says, "But we an incorruptible." Right? And that's what we're striving for. That's what we're running. Right? Because we want that incorruptible. Right along with what? Those incorruptible bodies. You see? So these people, they have their fame. They have what they want, right, in this life. The fame, they got the money, the cars, the houses, they got all these things. Right? But in a time to come, that's not going to get them, out of here. That's not going to get them deliverance. Right? Because when the time to come, all that money, look, if you're not getting down with Esau and what he got going on, it's not gonna matter. Right? Because all that shit's gonna be taken away in a point in time. Right? But guess what we're doing? We're storing the treasures in the heavens, man. We're putting all our jewels and and possessions into the heavens, man, and hoping that we can be covered, in a time to come, and to make it out of here. Before these missiles start hitting, we get beamed up, right? And we're joined back, right, into our husband, right, and enter into the supper, the marriage supper of the Lamb, man, right? So that's what we're hoping, right? But these people, the people of the world, they're not focused on the Heavenly Father and in His Word, repenting and getting right. No, they think all the things that they need is here in Babylon the Great. All the money and all that fame and all those things, that's what they think. So they're storing their faith in Esau, really, because this is his kingdom, man. So you storing all your faith in all these things in Esau, and Esau is going to be destroyed, man. His kingdom, and him eventually, right? So we're looking for that incorruptible, man. So that's pretty much all I wanted to. Like I said, I watched a little snippet of him doing that, and I chuckled. I was like, he gonna be in the kingdom too, but he ain't gonna be no damn Lil Uzi. He gonna just be a regular Israelite. All right. So they have their crown now, right? But we're looking for the incorruptible crown to come, right? So that's all I want to say. It meant to be real short, and hope it was edifying.